People, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are going simple. We're not going into the water today, but I think it's important that I take you out of the water and on land to teach you a few things about the gears that you use. I realized in the first video I took you straight into the water, but really and truly you need to know about the gears that we use and the reasons for them. Trust me, it's for your good, and take the time out to listen and learn. So these are the gears that I'll be showing you today. So we're moving right along, and the first thing is your lifeline. Trust me, when I say your lifeline, this is the most important thing, because you're going inside of an element that you don't belong, and trust me, you need it. And the first thing is this. This is a standard 80 cubic foot aluminum scuba tank. Trust me, this should hold no less than 3,000 psi. This is 207 bars. Trust me, without this you can't even enter the water. So the first thing that you should check is the pressure inside of it. You should not, and I said should not, go inside of the water without your tank and without checking the amount of air that is inside of it. Right? Going with less than 3,000, really, it depends. If it's an emergency, fine. But for recreational purposes, please ensure that your tanks are fully charged to 3,000 psi. Reason, if you're going to a depth of 30 feet, you can spend a lot of time on it, but going to a depth of 130 feet, it will basically last you about 15 minutes. And trust me, 15 minutes fly fast. So we're moving on to the Buoyancy Compensator. This is known, as we just call it, BC. This is very, very important to you and your diving, because without it, you have nowhere to put the tank, and you have to carry the tank in your hands. And trust me, that is the most uncomfortable thing you can ever think of. Right? This will help you to keep neutral inside it, inside the water column, for you to basically just enjoy the dive and not thinking about exerting too much energy to actually get you around, right? If you look closer, you have these red marks, right? You should always have in the proper amount of weights. This is 2 pounds. In one side, I don't need any more than 4 pounds for me to keep positive or negative or neutral, right? For one, if you look, you'll see the red tags, and anytime you know red is always danger, right? If in a case of emergency, this string is what will pull, and if you look on the underside, you see these little orange cards. So what this will do, this will release it and the weights will fall out, right? Allowing you to ascend much quicker than if you didn't have them, right? So that's about it for it. And people, when you're washing down the gears, you should always take care of these, because this is what will make you rocket you to the top or to the surface, of the water. This is very important, and you'll see why when I set up the gears. So now we are moving on to the regulator. Probably one of the most important piece of equipment in the dive gears. Trust me, each one is actually very important, and each one have their own uses. But without this, you cannot breathe, because you can't put the tank to your mouth and turn on the air. This helps you to regulate the air that you get, and it doesn't allow the air out of the tank to flow inside of your mouth. All right? This yellow piece is for a good reason, and it is colored for a good, excellent reason. All right? This is for just in case your body runs out of air and he needs to grab. So it's brightly colored because underwater, trust me, you'll need it. And it's quickly to get it, put it in his mouth, and you guys ascend to the surface. All right? This, as we call it, the gauge that tests your amount of PSI inside of the tank, and this tells you how deep you are. All right? Very important, because if anything, you need to tell whosoever the depth that you were and the amount of pressure that's in your tank. All right? This is your power inflator hose. Very small, but very effective. All right? This attaches to the BC that you'll see very soon why I say so. All right? Moving on to the watch. Okay, so this is just a G-Shock. I have this for 5 years now, and this is a dive watch. Two different purposes, right? This can only tell you the amount of time that you spend inside of the water. This can tell you the depth, the amount of time, and if you're ascending too fast, and if you're going down too quickly also. And this will register. You don't have to do anything. Once this enters the water, it starts automatically, right? So this is that a dive computer. It tells you every single thing, right? This, trust me, the watch is important. It might seem, out of the way, but you need a watch, trust me. Moving right along to your propellers. These are your propellers. This is what will make you move inside the waters. There are two different types. You have, and I don't want you guys to get them mixed up. You have free diving fins and you have scuba fins, right? These are for scuba. These short, tiny ones are for scuba. Some of them come in with more length, but they are not as tall as the free diving fins, right? This is the rocket. Trust me, I rather these than the split ones. So that's it about the fins. Without these, you basically can't move. Then, without these, which is what we call our booties. Right now, I have on my dive socks. These are different. This is for the free diving fin, but these are the booties that I use for probably about 2 years now. You can't put on the fins without these booties, right? That's about it for the booties. And the next important thing is your wetsuit, right? They come in different size, 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter, 3 millimeters, and a lot of different brands also, right? This is a 3 millimeter. Really and truly, I don't need a 3 millimeter for the temperature that I'm going into, right? Because 3 millimeter is basically for cold water. And the next important, I can't stress this enough, because as I said in the first part of the video, we're going in an element that we don't belong, right? And first, you need things to actually make you feel like you're in an element that you do belong, right? And that is our mask. Trust me, it doesn't even make sense you even think about scuba diving without the mask. Trust me, you can't even see. It's salt water. The thing will burn your eyes to a crisp, right? And your snorkel also, but not as important when it comes to scuba diving as you think, because I see most people diving in the water with their snorkel, and I don't even understand why. But your mask, Jinx, you should always try to keep it as clean as possible, right? And rule number 1 in diving, do not wear your mask here. That is a sign of distress. Trust me. Don't take off your mask and throw it all over the place, because you can lose this in a blink of an eye. Your mask should always be here, around your neck, or on your face. Simple. Quick tip when it comes down to your mask, whenever you've completed a dive, just put some soap in it, wash it out, leave it. Always clean your mask before and after a dive. Some people can spit into it or during the dive and that will clean it too. Most people don't know that, but trust me, that's a little trick if you forgot the soap, right? So that's it. That's it for the gears for now. Now I'm just going to show you how to set up your gears completely, to check the hair and everything. So we move right along to that. So getting into the setup is pretty easy, for me that is, but over time you'll see you can do this blindfolded. Right? The first thing, as I said before, is always your tank. Right? We can get inside the tank, the making of the tank, what it takes to build it and all of that, but trust me, that will take the entire day. The tank that I'm currently using is a J valve, and that is simple, Jesus save, and I'll show you why. If you look here, it's on or off. It's basically, this will actually help you, and it says Jesus saves, because once it's off, whenever your tank is at 500 psi, you should just click it. It will give you that resistance telling you that it's time to come up. And simple, once you get that resistance in your hair, trust me, you need to come up. The hair will start to getting warm and warm and warmer, right? And it will take you a lot more energy to pull hair out of the tank. You strap your tank on for safety. If you realize this is lean, this is not good. You correct it. You want it to be straight as possible for maximum comfort in the water. Then strap it on. Alright, then you'll get your regulator. If you're like me, the black one is what you breathe out of, right? This should always be on your right, because if you realize, if I put it on my left, the exhaust here will actually go up. No, that is bad. This is how it will look. This is how it's supposed to look. Simple. Everything else should be on your left. Everybody has their own setup of their gears, but this is mine. Finger tight, people, don't force it. Separate everything. Remember the power inflator hose. Simple, connected. Put inside here. This, you can either put it inside, but I rather to have it here because it's easier to access. And remember when I said that the octopus should be easy, accessible. I said that wrong. Easyable. Right? Easy. So look at this. Quick, easy for your body to actually get, pull, and start breathing. After your setup, you check it one more time, make sure everything is there. And look, when you're turning on your tank, your pressure gauge should always face down and then turn on. Fully on and backed off a quarter, one turn, right? Now look, this tank as in 2007, let's say 7 or 8, simple, this is ready to dive. All right, now test. All right, so always taste the hair. If it tastes funny like oil or so on, please change your tank, because that's not good for you. See, simple puff. Tastes good to me, right? Says there, octopus. So just in case your body needs it, it's there. And that is your total setup of your gears, right? Look, remember when I said the power inflator? So if there's an emergency, right? This is what I'm talking about. And when I say important, this is extremely important. Listen. Please, if you're at depth and you're just getting neutral inside of the water, don't fill this because you will rock it to the surface. Trust me, this is only for emergency. And there's a lot of things to dive in, and I think you guys should research it. You have a lot of sicknesses that there's a lot of things that can happen during the dive, the simple everyday dive. And it's important to learn these things. It's a lot of things to learn, but I think it's in the sense of diving, you should, right? And that's it. Your gears set up, you're ready to dive. There's a lot of things that you can adjust, you can put on an extra tank, you can do whatever. But this is just basic scuba. And this is all you need to start the dive. Simple, put it on, and you're ready. So people, that's it. That's a total setup of the gears. I've introduced you to all the gears that I use, and that's it. I hope you have learned something. And regarding to scuba, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that can happen underneath the water. I think it's important for you to do your own research. Go to some classes or watch some videos like this one to know the importance. There's a lot of sickness that you can accumulate in diving, and they're dangerous. But if you go through the proper training, get the proper knowledge on how to handle yourself inside of the water, trust me, it will become like baking a cake. Simple, easy, once you get to know it. All right, that's it, people. Thank you for watching. Thank you for making it this far, and I hope to see you next week. Hope to get in the water. The sea is pretty rough these days, but who to tell? Let's see what happens in the next few days. Want to do another spearfishing video and so on, but until then, I'll catch you in the water. Thank you. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and tell your friends, tell everybody to spread the word. All right, until next time, I'm out.